Hi, everyone. We are live. Now's the time for me to start fixing my hair. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. So if you're watching this in the replay, as we're waiting for people to hop online, then what we're getting into is a regular Oracle night. And so I will regularly do these events, not necessarily always at the same times, because times don't work well for every single person. So I like to change that up and just go with where I feel compelled to offer oracle readings. And today I wanted to focus on business readings or career readings. So that's great. I wanted to get Psychick's Facebook group up and live as we are talking. I won't do this for forever, but for now, it is nice to make it easy for everyone. I know that making it super easily accessible increases the amount that people come out here to the YouTube live. So do let me know if you have a question. I saw a question come in earlier, but it doesn't look like it's showing now. So let me just make sure I say live chat all messages. But yeah, I haven't seen anything. So let me know if you do have a question. And I will do a little bit of a collective reading for us to begin as well. And I'll start doing that as well, just that way you know if you ever miss the event that at the beginning you might hear some important preamble stuff. So there's no obligation to listen to the entire video if you ever miss one of these Oracle sessions. You might have been on a different live. Yeah, so Amy, it's good that you're here and saying that, because I will say what is going on is that I'm going to set up lots of different Oracle events. So you can always just check in and see when the next one is. And so I'm hoping that helps add some flexibility and also get some new folks in our community here. Because us sharing here and sharing live online for certain things, I think actually makes a lot of sense, and we'll keep the conversation going then on the extended inside of the Soul Circle chats. So do let me know if you have a question. I will happily answer that. And I'm going to start going live in the Psychicks community. Great. Oh, that's so funny. I don't know if anyone else has been getting this, but I didn't mention this in the collective energy reading I just did for Empath Oracle Night in the Soul Circle. But it is definitely something that is coming up a lot, which is really quick synchronicity. Like I'll think of something and then an hour later, I'll see it come up somewhere. Or it'll be earlier that morning and then the same day I'll notice that same concept come up, and it's like out of nowhere, like a very specific title or place or something like that that just seems really bizarre to repeat. Okay, let's see. That's how do I? It's funny, sometimes this actually really takes me a long time to remember how to do on cancel. Go live. Live Oracle time. I mean, this one. Normally I do it like directly from a group, but I decided not to do a group this time. So that is the difference. Maybe I'll get into the collective energy reading and I'll just wait and see if anyone from Sidechicks jumps on. I made it as a post, but we shall see. Might just be a brief one here where I talk about other things as well. So do let me know if anyone has any questions, because I do see a couple people popping on and off here. I am going to get started with an overall business reading for us to look at for this week. Already this week, I am feeling like a really good energy towards decluttering, clearing out. That is like the name of the game. I know I was talking with Kat, my business partner over at Nourish Nomad, and she was saying that today she was doing a lot of technological decluttering, and my heart, skipped a beat because I went, that's what I want for myself right now. So kudos to anyone who's already jumping on that. I'm currently sorting a bunch of items for my Scotland move, and making this move has me going through boxes of books and notes and ideas, and it just feels perfectly befitting at this time of year that I would be looking through all of these things. And I think it's really helping me feel engaged and kind of like it's sort of the natural energy that we get into at this time of year, which is goal setting and looking ahead and also reflecting deeply on what we've learned. There's also very much an energy of I am not carrying blank with me into the new year. Like I am not carrying this forward. I refuse. It is not a part of my life. And like a lot of people really wanting to sort of bust up habits. That's what I've been hearing a lot of. I also feel like a lot of things tugging on people, which is interesting. I actually have this instinct right now to be like holding my arm and stretching out the shoulder because I'm feeling this direct line all the way down to my my ring finger and my middle finger, actually, but my ring finger more so. And it's an interesting line, this sort of sensation and discomfort. And so what I was thinking is, how do you stretch that out, this discomfort that I was feeling? Which also, just so we know, will go away as soon as we're done this call. It's not a part of my experience. It's like part of this collective reading, sort of the way that my body works. And so I feel like this sort of like tugging, something's pulling at you, almost like you're going to feel like you're going in some direction and that it's just almost someone tugging and pulling at you for pulling at your weakness or your weak strings, your weak spots. It's sort of an interesting, it's an interesting message or sensation, but it feels like someone's going to try and be tugging at your weak spots, or that you're going to be tested in the next week. And that like, it's just important that you like extend and actually allow yourself to separate from anything that is questioning you in a way that doesn't feel like supportive. I have this shamanic healing little reading, and then I would love to answer any questions anyone has about their business or career or anything as it relates to how they are feeling in relation to it. So first, for this business reading, we have sexual energy, which is this horse, and talks about this masculine, feminine, and sort of just finding the balance or the kind of design of the divine sort of nature of it. I also feel like it's a good balance time to be, you're going to do some clearing and then you got to add some things in. Oh, good. I'm glad some people are going to come through. Okay. And then we have divine timing and then also burden. And I felt like these kind of were speaking together. So it feels like there's a lot of potential things that are going to work out well this week, but that some things are also going to feel like just maybe the weight of what lies ahead is sort of going to feel on you. So as we're sort of getting a lot of intuitive hits at this time and a lot of intuitive knowings right now in between, I felt Boxing Day through to like January 3rd. It feels like in that time, we're kind of like in this thin veil perspective where we can see more easily through to the non-ordinary realm. And so because of that, we're able to see more clearly what it is that we're destined and wanting to do and what our heart's pulling us towards. And that sort of expansive place beyond us is a lot more open. The heart's frontier, that's a full circle moment right now. But it's thinking about, okay, we have all this space ahead of us, but that almost puts a burden on you because you see into it and then you realize, oh, that's going to require as much change as that is, it's going to require effort, and that effort sometimes feels burdensome. And to trust that you've got timing on your side right now. So anything business related, there's no rush. But right now, it's also a really good time, I think, to be trusting in your sense of timing. That divine timing, I'm really focusing on the eye. So it really just feels like your vision is very clear for what you could do. And so I actually do think it's a really good time to be setting goals. Absolutely. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to keep rattling on with different things to look out for. It's helpful for me to kind of warm up as well. That's interesting because it kind of goes to what I was saying with this collective energy. So I'll sort of always talk about collective energy a little bit, and I can always answer different types of questions as we're on these calls and doing these YouTube lives. And at the same time, I think it's kind of cool to keep them focused on, the theme. So I have, this one is business oracle readings, and then I'll do one, here and there for love readings that are just more specifically focused for that. And then open oracle readings will be all the rest of them. So open oracle readings will probably be, 60, 75% of the events that I will do, just to keep it very flexible for all of us, be able to tune into collective energy, and then also read individual readings here. I may have the open oracle readings be donation based only at a certain point. Right now, I'm comfortable with just showing people how this is going to work. And then I think in time, I'll have enough people here that I could probably say I'll go on donations only, even if it was just a few dollars, which is so nice. I had a couple of those come in, which is so nice. So there is a PayPal link saved down below. If anyone wanted to, at some point, it's not like you do it every time necessarily thing right now, but it's open. It's open for anyone if you'd like to. Okay. So the thing that I thought was interesting that is coming up, and do get your questions in if you do have questions, although I'm happy to do a business collective reading if that's where we end up for this time. It's the web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect, the web weaver. So I do feel like a lot of web development, website. This is a good time for websites. I really think it's a good time also for, digital decluttering, going through emails, but specifically web pages. I actually feel super excited. I have been so struggling with, well, maybe not even struggling. I've been really impatient with a certain part of my business getting its full website all made. And this web page has been like something I've been thinking about probably for months, because I have taken notes, I've taken breaks, I've gone in and out of thinking about how it's going to work. It's developing this new program, new idea of how I'm going to work with people on this soul work. So it's big thinking. Okay, it's big thinking. There's a lot to think about. But when I think about the longevity of how long I've been, working on this, the idea of just it all coming together is so exciting to me, because what I've seen as evident is that if you have spent a lot of time paying attention to signs and thoughts along the way, that when you actually get to the task, sometimes it can happen much faster than you realize. So if you have website changes and shifts to make, sometimes it is about settling down and going, do I already know what needs to happen? Could I simply just do those things? And I like that it says cause and effect. And there's also this, a funny thing about websites I just wanted to say is that like a website's not done. So if you have a website, it's never done. It's just us. Everything is kind of a starting place, really. Okay, and then there's the Aromaster, which is a great energy to have in business, and the Metal King. I'm going to talk about the Metal King first. The Metal King says discipline, armor, and boundaries. And so this discipline that's going to be needed this week, I feel, is really in self-focused direction to say, I care about things getting done enough to let them happen this week. Really let them happen, the things that need to be done. Having boundaries on how you choose to spend your energy and time is going to be key, but it doesn't need to feel harsh, It could just feel really like a lot of movement. I'm really paying attention to the fact that this Metal King is climbing over like a wall. It's like leaping. It's sort of this leap forward. If you put some discipline in place, you can have this, greater achievement. If you think about if you ever have had a regular workout exercise program, that when you focus on a certain level of dedication, consistency, and discipline, you have this leap and you have like a jump of, okay, I can now get that skill way easier than I could before. And then we have the Aromaster, which is hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. So the detachment, I feel like, is going to be detachment. I was feeling this as well in the Oracle, that there's going to be some kind of energy of like needing to separate or distance yourself from someone this week. A lot of people are going to have that feeling. And that is also something I wanted to say that really naturally happens at this time of year, that people go in and reflect on the people who are in their life and how they connect to them and what they would like out of that relationship. And, across the board, we do sort of, a lot of people will end up doing that every year, just as this new calendar year is starting, and they'll kind of lean into that energy. Now, I personally, just for the record, I like to celebrate multiple New Year energies because I enjoy that energy. So, whatever it is about that, I like to recreate that whenever I'm given an opportunity. So, I like to celebrate also the Celtic New Year. I also really like to celebrate the beginning of September as a fresh start New Year, because it always used to feel like the new school year. So I embrace that energy. I also choose to see every year my birth date, the day that I was born, as it repeats, that become a new year. And that actually makes logical sense to me, that that's a new year for me. And so, anyways, I have like 4 New Years a year at least that I like to celebrate. And the reason is, it's a really useful energy to be in, this kind of Aromaster, Taskmaster, refocus, take perspective, step away, take a look at your life, think about the next year in perspective. And so, if I've gone all summer, right, with kind of not thinking in that way, by September, I'll catch it. By the Celtic New Year, right, in the later fall, then I'll catch that, or fall in general, and then I'll catch it. And then in the new year, and then at my birthday, April 8th, which is, early on in the month. And then kind of I go throughout the summer, and I don't have to think too far ahead. So I like to travel seasonally like that. And I did want to put that intention out there, that if anyone is thinking about their year ahead, you might want to think out how you're going to be affected by seasons, or what you feel energetically might be waiting for you in January, February, March, April, as it goes on. I like to do that every year for myself. I like to do that for the collective. I do it for clients. So if anyone wants to book in with me to do that, I'm loving doing a few of those readings. I don't have capacity to do tons, but if you want to book in for that, I would do it sooner rather than later, because I will limit how many of those sessions I'll be able to do. So you can choose the deep dive in order to do the year ahead reading. So that's an hour and a half, which usually ends up being more than an hour and a half. And it's all 12 months of the year and the energy of each one, and us talking about that and giving you a kind of a look ahead. I love hearing how they've come true or really felt accurate for people as they've gone and reflected on that year. So that would be really fun to do. I see that there's folks watching live, so I would love to know if you do have any questions. I know it's been kind of fun just to do the collective reading, but would love to just hear how you're doing as well. It helps people see that we are live here, and if I start getting some questions, then I'll stay on for longer. And if not, then I'll leave this as a business collective reading. So if you're watching in the replay and you've been patient enough to kind of deal with that preamble, hopefully it'll automatically separate chapters, and you could kind of scroll to see when I start reading, or at least you could see when I start actually having cards up. That's usually when I'm already reading. I'm going to check this on YouTube, because I know that there's people watching, but I can't see any comments. So just in case. And you can ask me any questions as it relates to career or business, or any kind of collective or personal energy as well. Anywho, oh, good. I was hoping you'd come up with one. So again, let me know if any other questions come in. I'm excited for my business, just wondering if it'll be a slow start or a quick start. That's funny. It's funny because it's like a funny question. Oh, I need to not look at myself on my phone. That's way too distracting. It's a funny one because it's relative to how you perceive slow versus quick, right? And so I feel like it's going to be your perception of slow for 2 months, but you're going to be moving through that. Like, you're going to be doing work. So it's not going to feel slow to start for yourself. And then I feel like it will speed up in a way that feels like super effortless. Like, it feels like the time that you've spent kind of plotting and awaiting your sort of entrance. I'm seeing like a prom or like a ball or something, right? You kind of come out of these French doors. Yeah, so I'm seeing that will actually be slow for you to start for maybe 2 months or so, and then it'll speed up. But nothing will be like too challenging for you within that. If anything, you'll just get frustrated and impatient in the first month, especially, and then you'll kind of go, okay, I gotta let it go. That's what I feel. I'm gonna pull an animal card for you as well. Ooh, this is a really good one. This is like a really, really powerful animal to work with. This is buffalo spirit. It says the abundant universe will provide. Like, how good does that? Yeah, that's what you were thinking too. So there you go. You already know. The abundant universe will provide. Buffalo spirit. Yeah, that feels really, really good. Like, I feel like really steady, really solid. I think good foundation is already there. I also feel like it really is that kind of like mid to late February that more appears for you as well. Yeah, I like that as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to pull also some keepers of the light, kind of like what kind of guidance can we look towards this week? Yeah, I would love to know if you're resonating with the collective energy. I definitely was seeing some things ahead in that way. Some of them don't make sense to me yet, but not everything's always meant for me. You know, I don't say this often enough, but kind of have to like take what works for you and just leave what doesn't sometimes when I do these collective readings. This is really interesting because this showed up just in the empath night, the oracle night. Similar energy because it's ancestor spirit. We were talking about this shaman, very, very similar vibe here. White eagle, ancestor spirit. So it says, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. And I do feel like we are, you know, for the next few days at least, still cycling through our foundational family rooted healing. And that's something that's really beneficial at this time and year and season as well, because as we kind of do that winter inward check of how have we been going through the healing journey and how have we been operating, we kind of need to take a look at those roots and those where we came from foundations and those deep beliefs sitting beyond the surface that are connected to how we were raised. And so it makes all the sense. And also there's all these holidays that happen in the winter. And then we have Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges and focus on what you desire. So if there's anything I can say to you within your career and business for 2023 in general, but also in this week leading up and into it, it's move beyond the limitations that you currently are seeing, because every time you know that you can prove to yourself, you can go through that obstacle, you can overcome it, and you can achieve, you can leap over, you can swim through it. And then focusing on what you desire for 2023 is going to be a really big energy, because I feel like it's a time where thoughts are going to become things really easily. And so focusing on what you actually want to invite in rather than focusing on anything else, even being careful down to your very thoughts and reactions to things. That's going to be how you notice your reality is taking shape and shift in front of you. A lot more people are going to wake up to that this year, something that a lot of people have known, but it's going to like make sense to a lot of people this year, that if you focus on what you desire, that's more of what you're going to have. And a lot of spiritual teachers, you know, and even channelers like Abraham Hicks, right, has this kind of collective voice of the more that you look at what it is you want, the more you will see that and bring it in and attract it. It's very much law of attraction type thinking, manifestation type practices. And so focus on what you desire could be like an intention you set for all of 2023. And I really don't think you would be led astray. also amethyst, right? I've been wearing my gold and amethyst necklace a lot more lately. And it really does feel like it is supporting and guiding me through. And as we're wrapping up this season, I've felt bear and owl energy with me a lot. So I'm very curious if either of them will show up as the 2023 animals or energy that I note on. But yeah, stay tuned for whatever that ends up being. I do still feel bear and owl energy with us when it comes to business. And you may notice your own guides showing up here or there as well. I was just packing a bunch of my items because I am shifting around for the next month and a half and then moving over to Scotland. And as I was doing that, I rediscovered something that I'd been missing for a long time because I'd kept them out of my nomadic life for safekeeping. And it's my little animal figurines that I have, one for each one that I've worked with, other than my most recent animal that I've been working with and incorporating. So because of that, I think there's sort of like an energy this week also of recognizing the value of spirituality within our business. And it's something that I've been really feeling also for 2023 energy, that a lot of people are going to have almost no way to feel as functional in their business unless they do apply themselves to the spirit and energy of it. So I'll be teaching a lot of things throughout the year for energetic alignment towards your business, and as well incorporating spiritual concepts and shamanic work into your life so that you can feel fulfilled by your business. So I'm really excited to share more of that work because I think it's really going to be important for a lot of people. I know it's feeling really critical for me as well, that spiritual and energetic work be integrated and a part of my business. I think I leaned into that a lot in 2022 and learned a lot of how I can do that, and definitely have guided a ton of people with aligning their businesses the way that they want them to work. And yet still there's ways that I avoid using all of my own tools and practices, especially when it comes to spirit-based and intuition-based work. And so I'm just really excited to do more of that. And I am really interested to see how many more people also join me in that crusade of trusting your intuition and really actually letting yourself be guided, getting really excited by how much better things can go when you allow them to happen. So really looking forward to that. This is the last business oracle reading that I'll do of 2022. So just have a very nice end of the calendar year. And we will see you next week. This same time, I'm going to come online at 8:30 Eastern. And I'll stay on for an hour if there's more people on, but I'll always just do this half-hour chit chat if there's like less than 5 or what have you. So I will advertise it more, kind of send out the event call, but let all of your business friends know if you've gone in and watched this in the replay, or if you're here now, feel free to share it with any of your friends who do business. If they like doing little oracle readings, because I'm happy to do little card readings and little chats to help speed things along. I think it's really useful to use intuition when it helps you get out of overthinking. And in business, it's so easy to overthink decisions. So nice to kind of get oracle and intuitive work to help expedite the process. If you're looking for a way to work with me, I list everything below. There's a lot there. And if you get really confused, you can always message me, email me, or book in for a free 15-minute chat, and we can figure out what is best for you. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your days, evenings, whenever you watch this. And it's been a pleasure. I look forward to being back. Thanks, YouTube.